All right, welcome back. I'm Rex with TorchPrep. We are back in test 2, and I am doing problem number 58. How about that? We are almost to the end of this test. Now, what I want you to do is pause the video here, go to test 2 number 58, read the problem, then press play. Fantastic, we are ready to go. So, we have a word problem here. Now, we don't have a character's name or an exact situation, but we are told that there are 2 pendulums. So in our word problem strategy, the first step is always ask, what are we trying to find? What we're trying to find is represented in the end of the question. We want to find out how many times longer is the first pendulum than the second pendulum. How many times longer? Not how many units longer, but how many times longer is the pendulum. So, let's see what we already know. Each pendulum has a small mass at its base, and in the formula here for T equals time, capital L equals length, we are given the formula of finding how fast a pendulum moves. Now we know also that P1 takes 3 times as long as P2. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to use, this formula works on both. And I'm going to get rid of T here, and what I'm going to do instead, actually I'll do it over here because I have more room. For step 3 of my word problem strategy, solve, I am going to use the same formula twice, once on either side. But on this side, this other side, I'm going to represent it as the first pendulum. It is taking 3 times the amount of time. Now looking at this and the answer choices, since it takes 3 times the amount of time, you might just want to quickly guess the answer is 3. It's 3 times longer, and it takes 3 times the amount of time. They want you to guess that quickly and move on. But you know what? This is a difficult question. There's a lot of information here. What I want you to do is not quickly make a stab at this. We need to fight through this question, grit, don't quit, and take our time, because you might be surprised by the correct answer. This is something I would totally skip during the survey portion and use in the second sweep through this test, which is the work portion of the test. Now, I'm going to solve and try to simplify this for everything but L. I don't know the lengths, but if I isolate each L on its own side and try to simplify this as much as possible, we can get part of the way there. Now, if I divide both sides by 2 pi, I can just completely annihilate 2 pi on both sides, right? Now it gets a little bit easier. This side of my equation is L, the square root of L over 32, is equal to 3 times the square root of L over 32. So, what's our next step? You know what I'm going to do for this one? I am going to square both sides. I'm going to get rid of this radical here. I'm going to square both sides entirely. So on this side, I end up with L over 32. But on this side, I not only end up with L over 32, but end up with 9 times, because I have to square that 3, 9 times L over 32 as well. Now, I'm going to get rid of this 32, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 32. What am I left with here? I'm left with the length of one side equal to 9, the length of the other side. And there we have it. That is how much longer pendulum 1 is than pendulum 2. We thought quickly, perhaps the answer is 3, but no. The answer is actually 9, giving us letter answer J. Definitely a problem worth taking slowly, thinking through each part, and actually solving all the way through. Not that difficult to solve an isolated L there, was it? Not that bad. We found out the first pendulum is 9 times longer. Great job.